Hello, welcome to Tabletop CP. And today we're going to be heading over to easyarmy.com to look at force building and bolt action version 3. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to easyarmy.com. You're going to click on that bolt action link. It's going to take you to this page here with all the various warlord games that easyarmy.com builds lists for. We, of course, are concerning ourselves with bolt action today. And Greg has uploaded all of the force structures for bolt action version 3 into EasyArmy. Not all the armies are in there yet, but they will be. The important thing is the force structures are in place. The only thing that's going to change is there's going to be more armies added in the future. So before we get started, I'd just like to suggest that you guys go up to that donate button. Send Greg a few bucks. He does a lot of work on this. It's an amazing tool for bolt action players. I use it all the time. I love it. So think about sending him a few bucks. First thing we'll do is we'll click on this bolt action link. This will take us to the bolt action homepage. There's some useful stuff on here. You can find links to the errata. You can find links to the FAQ, as well as print cards, so cool stuff. But we're going to be looking at the platoon building. So we're going to go to New Platoons, and it will bring up the list here. There's also a drop down with all the various nations. However, not all these nations are in here, but the Germans are, and that's what we're going to be using as our example today. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how list building works in bolt action version 3, as well as how to use EasyArmy. So the first thing you want to do is select a rifle platoon. So you have your 6 different types of platoons for bolt action version 3: armor platoon, artillery, engineer, heavy weapons, recce, and rifle. Rifle is the key to unlock the rest of these. For every 1 rifle platoon, you can bring 1 of the extra platoons. If you want to bring, say, an extra second heavy weapons platoon, you'd have to purchase a second rifle platoon, and all that entails. So let's go ahead and dive in and look at the rifle platoon first. So EasyArmy breaks everything down by type. Anything in red is going to be mandatory. So you cannot proceed unless you purchase the items listed in red. And if you wish to look at a different view and hit this lock open, it will lock these open, and it'll show you all of the different selections that you have for each of those headings. First thing we need for every platoon in bolt action version 3 is a platoon commander. So to open the platoon commander page, you click on this button and it will open up this page, and every page will look very similar to this. Give you a cost, tell you how many men are in it, tell you what weapons are available, and then list all of their options. So platoon commanders in bolt action version 3 are the first and second lieutenant, kind of lumped into the platoon commander role now. So there's no longer a choice between first and second lieutenant. It's just platoon commander. They're all +2 to their command bonus. They're all +2 to their snap 2, and they all have a 6-inch range. So you have your inexperienced, regular, and veteran. Gives you the point cost. Gives you the weapons. In this case, officers are always armed with what they're armed with on the model, be it pistol, submachine gun rifle, or assault rifle. And then the options are to bring extra men. So in this case, we're going to bring a regular platoon commander for 30 points, and we're going to bring 2 extra men at 10 points each. So once you've made your selections, you hit save and back, and it will take you back to the main page. The next thing we're going to need are 2 infantry squads. You notice they are red. That means they are mandatory. And here are the list of all the different choices that you have from the German selection in the rule book. We're going to just pick the top one here, the Here Infantry Squad. So click on that, and it will bring up another page. And this will show you the basic cost for your regulars, your veterans. Some of them will have an inexperienced option. This particular example only has regular and veterans. So you get 4 guys with an NCO for 5 total men for 50 points for regular, or 65 points for veteran. Tells you they're all armed with rifles. It tells you the special rules that they can have, or they do have. In this case, they can purchase special rules, tank hunters or bicycles, down here in the options. We're not going to do that. We are going to add some extra men though. And then when you click this drop down, it'll show you how many extra men you can buy. We're going to bring 5 more extra men. Click on that, and then we're also going to give the NCO a submachine gun for 4 points. And then it also says 1 man can have a light machine gun, another man becomes a loader. We will do that for 15 points. And you also have the option to give them all bicycles for 1 point per man, or anti-tank grenades for 2 points per man. So scrolling down here, it'll show you some useful information. Any weapons that are optional or that the men are equipped with will be listed, along with their range, number of shots, special rules or penetration value, if any, and any kind of special rules that the unit has will be listed out quite clearly here. And it looks like it even gives you the German Army special rules as part of that. So pretty convenient. Everything all in one place. So we're going to do that. We're going to select our 5 basic guys. We got our 5 extra guys. We have an SMG for the sergeant. And we have one man with an LMG and another man becoming loader. So we'll hit save and back. That will take us back to the main page. You notice up here it gives us a point total so far. If you were to click on one of these, it will give you the total of this unit in green, and the total, and then the other units total up here as well in yellow. And let's go ahead and just add our second infantry squad. We'll do a regular infantry squad again with 5 extra guys, NCO with an SMG and an LMG. So we got 2 of these. Down here there's a couple other buttons. You can save and back like we've been doing. You can clear it. It'll give you a pop-up. You'll say yes. It'll clear all your selections. You can just save it, or you can save in view, which we'll look at here in a second. All right, so we have our basics here. We have our platoon commander, our 2 mandatory infantry squads. So in the infantry platoon, you can bring 2 more infantry squads. And then there's a couple other things in here that you can bring as part of the infantry platoon as well. You can bring company commander. So these are captains, majors. They are both lumped into the company commander role, similar to how the 1st and 2nd lieutenant are lumped into the platoon commander role. Very useful. They have come down in points quite a bit. They are only 60 points for a regular, which is awesome. They have +4 to the snap. They have +4 to the round, a 12-inch bubble for that. So super useful, very good. We'll just say save and back. We're not going to click on anything. Yep, I take that back. We did pick one, so I'll clear it. And then I will save and back. Okay. Also, where you bring your medic. You can bring a medic, an ambulance, or a half-track ambulance. Your FOs are here, your Air Force. Artillery forward observers are here as well. Your sniper. You can bring 1 anti-tank team, which could be a AT rifle or a Panzerschreck for an upgrade. And you can also bring 2 light mortars, it looks like. And over here you have transports. You can bring 1 transport for every unit that you bring. So you can have a fully mechanized force if you so choose. So that is the infantry platoon. So now we're going to start adding more platoons. We got all these fancy new platoons, a lot of firepower we can bring. So the way to do that is you will click on one of these links up here, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go to platoon number 2. And now that we have unlocked the rest of these by purchasing our rifle platoon, we can pick one of these. We'll pick the German heavy weapons platoon. All right, so again, we need our platoon commander. So we'll just go ahead and get one of those. And we'll do another 3-man regular squad, or regular officer team. Save and back. Next thing we need is to fill out our mandatory heavy weapons to make the platoon legal, which are in red. And you can see to do that, you'd have to bring either a machine gun or a mortar team, or any combination of those. So we'll just start with the machine gun team. We'll bring a regular machine gun. This is going to be an MG42 on tripod. Shows the weapons, or the unit special rules down here. So there's a fixed weapon, 3-man team. It all gives you the range, 36-inch, 6 shots, and then the special rules over here. So pick our regular MMG team, save and back, and we'll round out with a mortar team. And default's a light mortar. And the way that a lot of these work in version 3 now is it defaults to, say, the smallest version of that weapon, in this case a light mortar. However, you can upgrade it to a medium mortar for 15 points, or you can upgrade it to a heavy mortar for 30 points, and then you can add a spotter for 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a regular light mortar, and we are going to upgrade it to a heavy mortar for another 30 points. So that's 60 points. We will go to add a spotter. We'll hit save, and it should update these these numbers up here. Yes, so this unit, 70 points. 70 points for a regular heavy mortar with spotter. And again, it gives you the rules down here, and it gives you the rules for all 3 variants of the mortar as well. And indirect fire tells you what spotters do. So very useful. So we'll save and back. This takes us back to the main heavy weapons platoon page, and we can start adding stuff. So you can add more mortars. You can add some machine guns. And that's up to 3 each of those. So 3 mortars, 3 heavy machine guns, or 3 machine guns, I should say. Some nations allow you to upgrade to heavy machine guns, which are amazing, as a side note. And then up to 3 anti-tank teams for whatever nation you're running. The variety of anti-tank teams range from bomb dogs to Panzerschrecks to bazookas to Piats. Whole variety of them, but you can bring 3 of those. So a lot of heavy weapons. I mean, if you were to max this thing out, you're getting, what, 9, 10, 11 heavy weapons on the table. But that's a lot of dice, so the options are limitless. Well, not limitless, but there's a lot of options for bringing a lot of different stuff in this Force org chart. So that's the heavy weapons platoon. Next thing you'll do is we'll add a... What are we going to add? How about an armor platoon? So same deal with the armor platoon. You have to have a platoon commander, in this case a command vehicle. Some units have the command vehicle built in, or the command vehicle rule built in. If they don't, then you come down here to this command vehicle rule V3, click on it, and you're going to give any vehicle the command vehicle special rule for 10 points. So that's the way to legally bring a platoon command tank or vehicle. It could be any of these vehicles. We'll just start with how about a Panther platoon. So we'll bring a regular Panther. For 298 points, save him back. We have the 10-point command vehicle rule for him. And to legally field this armor platoon, you need to bring at least 1 more armor vehicle, which will make another Panther. This time we'll give him an additional pintle-mounted MMG on top for 15 points. That'll make this unit 313 points total. So that's it for the the armor platoon. Now you have the option to bring up to 3 more vehicles. I think what we'll do is we will not add a Panther. We'll back out, and we're going to add an armored car. So there's a light armored car entry, and I don't know if the Army sub books are going to be like this, but in the rule book everything's very simplified and condensed into 1 entry. So all of your light armored cars are going to be in 1 page, and it's like that for a lot of the units. So for example, you can buy your base 222 armored car with a light autocannon and coax machine gun, but you can also replace the light autocannon with other weapons for mostly negative points, some positive points. But we're just going to run with a regular 222. But you could turn this into a command vehicle. You could replace it with MGs. You can replace it with a light anti-tank gun. So there's a lot of options for modifying the entry that you initially click on in Easy Army. So we're going to save him back, and that will give us 2 Panthers. 1 is a command vehicle and 1 light armored car. And you notice that the 222 does not have the command vehicle rule. It would if we had this SDKFZ 233, but we don't. And if we did bring that, then that would be the command vehicle. So that's it for the armor platoon. So we're going to go back to the regular platoon, and we're going to call it good for this list. So we have an armor platoon, we have a heavy weapons platoon, and our mandatory rifle platoon. Now if we want to look at the whole list as one document, we go up to this view button, and it will bring us the list. Starts off with the German rifle platoon up here. We got our officer, 2 squads, heavy weapons platoon officer, machine gun, heavy mortar, and then our armor platoon, the 2 Panthers and the 222. So it'll show you all their stats. It'll show you the points. If you scroll down here, it'll show you all of the special rules that are associated with every unit on this list. And then at the very bottom, it'll show you a pick list. It'll show you exactly how many of each of these, or how many models you're going to need to field this army. So a handy thing. And I believe that you can also turn this into a PDF as well. Yeah, you can do a PDF. So if you hit this output, you can send it to PDF, you can print it, you can email it, and there's some other options as well. So that is the consolidated list. So if we go back, there's some other options we can look at here real quick. You can give it a custom name. You can clear entire platoons. You can clear all platoons. And when you're all done with all your lists, which as we are now, what we're going to do is you can find it in this saved. So all the lists that you make are saved automatically. And one thing I noticed is that all 3 of the platoons that we're using in this force are separate entries instead of being consolidated under 1 platoon. But if you click on that platoon, it will bring up all 3. So there may be a little bit of list clutter. I don't know if that's going to change and everything's going to be condensed under one, but for now that's how it is. They're all just going to be saved like that. And that'll do it for this one. So it's a very easy tool to use, and it's very helpful. You can use it to help plan armies. You can build multiple lists, just play around. It's a lot of fun to just get in there and tinker with it and come up with different types of lists and use it to plan your next army. So again, thanks to Greg for doing all the work on this. Send him a few bucks if you can. It's worth it to keep this thing going because it's such a great tool for bolt action players. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think of this, and we'll see you next time.